I'm Joe Pietaro, MuscleSport TV. I'm here with Christian Darrow, underground fighting sensation. We are actually in the cage at his Attica gym, which you will be hearing a lot about on MuscleSport TV, radio, and MuscleSport magazine. Christian, I just want to introduce you a little bit to our audience, let them know who you are and what is this big shroud of mystery about you that is the underground message boards out on the internet. Why is all of this negative information flying around the boards?
Well, basically, I'm not really familiar with the internet. Most of you guys know I've been in prison my whole life. As you and I were saying, when I went in, the cell phones were this big with a battery pack, and I came out and they're like this big. So the internet's a new thing for me. And basically, there's underground forums, which is, to me, it's ironic because I'm as underground as you get. Anything but mainstream. But apparently, they're like the police of MMA, and they root out fake fighters, which, you know, good for them. And some of the claims these people make, they're military marksmen and snipers and 100-0 and 56 knockouts, and they're teaching kids, well, these people should be exposed. And I'm actually, I'm in their corner on that. However, what they did is look at my record, and basically it happened like this. Somebody saw my website and looked up my name and saw I was not in prison, and I must be a fake. They looked up the USFC. They couldn't find a site for that. That must be fake too. So for 5 days I kind of listened and entered a little this, that, and the other thing. And then I said, well, you're not punching in my full name. So here's my full name. And when you look it up and see I've spent like 17, 18 years in prison, maximum security prisons, if you come back on and say anything but we apologize for calling you a liar, I'll accept that. And if you get on and say, well, now you're a piece of shit, excuse my language, ex-con, well, then you're a hypocrite because you blasted me for being a liar. But now you're proved wrong. So they went on, and lo and behold, I have been in prison my whole life. And now I'm an ex-con, homosexual, AIDS-infested, cancer-ridden old guy who can't fight. So obviously the internet is full of people who stay home, have no life, in their basement, and they type. They don't actually fight. They don't actually, you know, like I was telling you, they're the armchair quarterback who critiques Peyton Manning's 70-yard throw when they can't throw the garbage. So I got into some internet stuff. As this is panning out, you'll hear about this young man, James Finero. I looked on the website, somebody told me about it, and this kid had said that I dated his cousin. He had personal animosity towards me, and I was getting messages that said he had taught at this school where I sent my 5-year-old son to camp, and he had said some foul things, and I went down there, and the young man that came into the job heard I was there. He called me outside. I got a little nervous. There was a bunch of guys around me, and I slapped him, and he took me down. His brother took a video camera out, and I'm contracted. You met the owner, CEO, president, vice president of JoJo Energy Drink, who is now right behind Red Bull and Vitamin Water. You heard the stellar, elite athletes they have signed. They told you, irrespective of them, they signed the baseball players they had mentioned and stuff like that. They had Kimbo Slice locked into this contract. They replaced him with me. JoJo Energy Drink, the truck has been outside my gym for months. I've been a contracted athlete since October. I'm forbidden from engaging in street fights. They were interested in me because of the charity work and the cancer work I've been performing. That's how we were introduced. And they feel I personify this good energy. I went from bad to good, basically. So once the video camera came out of Joe Finero, I said I can't fight. Put the camera away, I'll lose everything I have. So I couldn't fight back. I proceeded to get my jaw broke, my teeth knocked out, probably hit with 20 nasty ass shots by this kid, and he could fight. So I went back and said, I don't know the kid, I don't know if I dated his cousin, but I know that James Finero hits really hard. I have pneumonia, excuse me. And everybody kind of was flipping out that I went down there. They didn't know if it was a scam. I ended up engaging in a war of words with this MMA guy who started a site, and I'm a fraud. I don't have an endorsement contract. I don't have a fight league. I don't have a gym.
We're here. This is his gym.
He met with, and did you meet with anybody, Joe?
Met with JoJo Energy people, all the higher ups in the energy drink, and his counter is full of JoJo Energy drink, and the orange flavor was pretty good. And he has a gym. We're here right now, 1055 Portion Road in Farmingville, New York, Suffolk County, out in Long Island.
There's a giant truck parked outside with my name on it, proudly sponsored by JoJo Energy Drink. And there's a new flavor that you can all drink called Attica Smashberry coming out. So you can get some of that too in your life. The Fight League, the USFC, been a lot of critiquing on that. We spoke about that, who purchased it. I've been let out of that contract for one fight. Today, Joe spoke to Peter Storm from the notorious Underground Combat League. And even though I haven't trained, not an MMA guy, I will be fighting James Finero tentatively.
Again, fighting him.
Well, I'll be fighting back this time in Peter Storm's league. He spoke to Peter Storm personally on speakerphone via conference call today. This story will be coming out not only on MuscleSport Mag TV, but in what magazines? In
New York Sports Scene magazine as well. And it's going to be on MuscleSportMag.com, obviously, even before this video gets edited and put together for the first episode of MuscleSport TV. So you're gonna be breaking ground, Christian.
Well,
in more ways than one.
I've been breaking a lot of things lately. Ground and jaws is what I'm looking forward to breaking next.
And the interesting thing about Peter's Fight League is that because it is underground and it is going to be in New York, where MMA is not legalized, but because the fighters are not getting compensated and there will be no alcohol sold, it is going to be held, but because of obvious reasons, the location is not going to be put out there. So this is going to be a big fight. It's going to be a grudge match, obviously, between you.
Honestly, it's being billed as that, but I have more respect for this young man than a lot of people might think. I went down there alone. He was honest. He said I came down there alone. I was insulted that he thought I may come down with a posse or Shanks. This isn't jail. I heard someone might have done someone to some member, my son. I went down there to see what was going on, but I went alone. I handled my own business. Afterwards, we understood that it was different people calling, and he saw I was a little different than he thought. We shook hands. He's been respectful and a man of his word since. Supposedly they're filming a reality show behind this whole thing, and it culminates with me and James fighting in the Ultimate Combat League. What's odd is, for the first time in my life, I'm being billed as an underdog. Okay, he's 23, he's ripped, he's in the shape of his life, he's got a bunch of fights, he's an instructor. I've never been an underdog against anybody with any weapon, no matter how many of you there are in my life. Okay, I'm like almost 50. I'm sick, I have cancer, I have pneumonia, I don't train. So what? I'm not an underdog. James Finero, I'm knocking you out. If I don't knock you out, well, I guess I might even lose my first fight, but what do you think, Joe?
I've yet to see James, but you know what? Confidence speaks a lot, and definitely Christian has what it takes to do what he wants to do, and he seems to have that confidence, which you can't, that has to be inside you. You can't just gain that from training with weights or training in a cage like this. You have to have the confidence and the balls to do what you got to do, and I have no doubt in my mind Christian's going to come out on top.